Welcome everyone to the video, and this week we have new banners and it is time to review them. So let us get started. Should you use your precious green tokens on these banners? Now this is actually a pretty good week for the summons. And let's start off with the first one, Westeros Conqueror, which has Red Daenerys and Grey Worm, a solid summon. Terrific for the pit of Daznak. I do have a 4-star Grey Worm and was able to complete that. I do not use his taunt though, because if you use his taunt, he will die. And the main part of this duo that you want to have is the vertical matches. The vertical power-ups will create 2 random enemies afflicted with fire. So all you got to do is some good gem matching in the tower, the Crowns Challenge, with Daenerys and Grey Worm. Get them to good standing and you'll be in good shape. Now, Daenerys also has the ability with her leadership ability to inflict all enemies with 1 fire, so that is nice. And also an indefinite 15% fire resistance buff for the Targaryen allies. Now, they did nerf her ability to do more damage with her AoE, and it's not as fast as it was before. You do need to get a lot of stacks of fire. You need to get up to 10 is the magic number. My Daenerys is 6-star but level 250. Just to give you an idea of how mine is, and I was able to finish the pit. And Grey Worm is 4-star level 200. So if you are weak on the pit of Daznak, this is a good summon for you. Next, we have the Night Watch summon, which I was super excited about before the Baelish changed to Baelish's kit. So essentially, you have a combination of Benjen Stark, which is passive. Once per turn, when an ally is buffed, he grants his allies a 5% attack shield. So, basically what you would do is, when the old Baelish, when you had a shield on Baelish, he would give shields to the whole team. Now, if you use Yoren on the team, for example, Yoren has a permanent 15% physical resistance buff, which means every turn that would trigger Benjen to make a shield on Baelish, which would make Baelish make shields on the rest of the team. So I was really excited about this team, but since the change with Baelish, it's not as exciting, it's not as effective. My Yoren is 2 stars, he's probably going to stay there. Benjen, I got a little excited about. I got him to 4 stars. But this team is a very niche team. I would generally stay away from this team unless you really want to build the Night Watch team, which has Sam, Alistair, and Craster. That's the other part. Craster is another summon, which is coming up in the next part of this review. So if you are using green tokens, you need a lot of green tokens to make this team, which makes it not very cheap to play friendly or free to play friendly. That's the next summon. The next summon is Ice Warden and Craster. Now, for the Ice Warden, you do have White Walkers in this summon. You have the white, which is an epic, and a common, the other white. But the team is incomplete, so I wouldn't recommend it. They don't do well in anything, pretty much. A common is just garbage. It's just garbage in this game. Even epics are hard to play with. They're very squishy, and they don't do great things. So you only have Craster pretty much in this summon. If you really want to build the Night Watch, then you could go for it. But other than that, I would stay away from this summon. He does have a nice HP pool move, which means whatever his current HP plus the shield, he'll do an attack, and then he grants a shield. This is at normal speed. So it's good for a shield team, and I do have Craster at 7 stars, but that was a long time ago, and I do regret it. I actually regret that 7-star. So I would skip this one. I would not go with this summon. I don't think it's worth it at all. And then we have Unrequited Love. We have Cat Stark and Peter Baelish all in one summon. It was the very first summon that I ever wailed on. This was before guaranteed shards. This is before the bonus. This was a painful summon to do that way, but I was able to get Baelish and Cat to 7 stars. And looking back on it, it was an expensive whale, but it was a critical whale. It is very important. These are 2 characters which are huge. Baelish has been reworked, and he does hit harder. He does do more damage to an ally, which can be tricky, but he does do a bigger HP pool damage, which is huge in the tower. I forget which one it's called, but he is carrying me through that tower. Combined Peter Baelish with Varys, you take Varys defense down, give the boss 50% less defense, and right into Baelish move, he just knocks them out. One-shot KO. Now, Baelish's lead has changed, so when an ally uses their skill, all allies lose 20% stamina, and Peter Baelish gains that much stamina, but all allies gain a 10% attack shield. And then at the treasury of 20, which means when you accumulate 20 coins in match, when he uses his skill, he does a 2,000% shield damage to all enemies, then loses his shield. So he pretty much wipes them out. I have not gotten to that point where I've used that skill. I have seen someone send me a video of that move, and it's pretty devastating. But his passive, when an enemy is defeated, Peter gains a 20% attack shield and spawns a coin gem. And then he stuns, wounds, and deceives a random enemy for 1 turn. This is great. There's ability block, there's heal block, and there's stun where they can't do anything. So this is very useful. He is a tower champion. He is an amazing tower champion. If you need help with that tower, get him to 4 to 5 stars. He is definitely worth it. Then we have the other honorable mention in this, which is Cat Stark, who has the best single target heal in the game, grants renew and a defense buff for 3 turns. She also has a great passive, which they did change, 5 times per battle when an ally falls below 50% health. She's going to sacrifice 20% of her HP to heal them, then afflict the attacker with 1 ice, and all enemies have a 25% chance to suffer 1 ice. So she's very good for sustain. She's very good for the Night Watch Tower. She's very good for a Stark team. I use her for the boss battle, for the dragon. I use her for Drogon. I don't use her for Rygel. I use an all red team for Rygel. But she heals up nicely, and I use her with my shield team, and that passive heal saves them, really saves them. So definitely a top-notch summon. So to summarize, Westeros Conqueror, if you really want to get better at the pit, this is a great summon for you. Yoren and Benjen, I would skip this. Monsters Behind the Wall, skip that. And Baelish and Cat doing wonderful things for your team. This is definitely a worthwhile summon, especially for newer players who want to do better in that tower. Baelish carries, and just get Varys. Work on your Varys. Get Varys to 4, 5, 6 star, and work them up. You can also use Theon. Theon will help you kill off enemies too, to power up Baelish. So It's all about the tower. The tower gives the best modes, crowns challenge. These are the summons for the week. Let me know what you think, if you are going to summon or not, and I will talk to you all in the next video. Take care, all.